Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson, a transformative work urging us to embrace love by relinquishing our egos to a higher universal power. Williamson guides us through shedding the layers of fear and resentment that obscure the innate love within, offering practical advice for enhancing our relationships, careers, and overall sense of joy. Marianne Williamson, a renowned author, spiritual leader, and philanthropist, has touched the lives of many with her teachings and service. As the founder of Project Angel Food and an active participant in the Peace Alliance and Results, she works tirelessly to combat poverty and foster peace. Her literary contributions, including The Age of Miracles and Healing the Soul of America, have earned her a place on the New York Times bestseller list multiple times. A Return to Love is a beacon of hope for those navigating the choppy waters of spirituality, offering solace to troubled minds in search of forgiveness and direction. This book is an invaluable resource for individuals striving for a meaningful career and a life filled with genuine contentment and love. Join us as we explore Williamson's profound insights into achieving a life of love and fulfillment. A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles. Introduction. Discover how embracing a universal love can transform your life. Imagine navigating the journey of life with the compass of pure, unconditional love, a force so powerful it transcends our understanding and connects us to something greater than ourselves. Marianne Williamson, in her transformative work, invites us to consider this unparalleled voyage. She prompts us to let go of the steering wheel and allow an all-encompassing love, a love that some may call God, to direct our course. This invitation to surrender isn't bound by the walls of religious doctrine, but rather is a universal call to embrace a love that promises boundless happiness, fulfillment, and purpose. Lenny Kravitz once famously crooned that we need to let love rule, a sentiment that Williamson echoes, albeit on a deeply spiritual plane. Her insights are anchored in the concept of the collective unconscious, a realm first introduced by Carl Jung and further explored by many philosophers. This collective unconscious serves as a reservoir of our shared human experiences, and, according to Williamson, it's where we can tap into the power of a universal, non-discriminatory, higher power. This journey towards embracing universal love isn't just about finding personal joy and liberation. It's about understanding our place in a larger tapestry of existence. Williamson guides us through understanding how love, often relegated to the realm of poetic musings and song lyrics, like in the iconic 1950s hit Sea of Love, is in fact the most potent force available to us. It's a force capable of healing, empowering, and guiding us towards our higher selves. Among the pearls of wisdom shared, Williamson enlightens us on how identifying and stepping into our divine mission can lead to a life of unparalleled richness. It's about recognizing that each of us has a unique role, a specific calling, that when pursued with a heart full of love, can lead to profound satisfaction and an indelible impact on the world. Furthermore, Williamson delves into the transformative power of gift-giving, not merely the exchange of material goods, but the offering of forgiveness, understanding, and compassion. Through this practice, we unlock the doors to personal growth and healing, paving the way for a life filled with more meaningful connections and a deeper sense of peace. In embracing the principles laid out by Williamson, we embark on a journey that promises more than just superficial achievements and fleeting moments of happiness. We open ourselves to a life guided by a profound love that connects us to our true essence and to each other, offering a path to true liberation and joy. Part 1. Unraveling the Roots of Unhappiness. The Central Role of Fear. In our quest for happiness and peace, it's pivotal to confront a fundamental truth. The core of our unhappiness is deeply entangled with fear. be it the dread of illness, the finality of death, or the daily battles with guilt and anxiety. These shadows cast over our joy share a common origin in fear. In societies, particularly within the Western Hemisphere, there exists a prevalent cultural script that teaches us to harbor fear toward virtually all facets of life. This script is well rehearsed from our youngest days. Picture a typical classroom setting where the virtue of kindness is overshadowed by the pursuit of academic excellence. Here, the seeds of fear are sown as students learn to navigate a landscape where one's value is pegged to grades and rankings, fostering a competitive spirit mingled with fear and disdain for failure. This narrative doesn't end at graduation. It merely evolves as we step into a world driven by a fear-fueled economy. It's a realm where securing a job, defending our slice of resources, and ensuring the safety of our homes and families turn into epic battles. Each stage of our lives seems to be a progression of fear, laced with insecurity about our ability to sustain and protect what we work so hard to achieve. Moreover, this cycle of fear is magnified by a culture that celebrates individualism while casting doubt on the virtues of kindness and love. We are indoctrinated with the belief that showing vulnerability or openness will only lead to pain or exploitation. Consequently, we build walls around our hearts, limiting our capacity for both platonic and romantic love, driven by the fear that any stranger could potentially harm us. This notion pushes us to exist in a state of constant alert, always ready to lock doors and evade shadows, perpetually on guard. The bombardment of negative news and the anticipation of danger have turned fear into a daily habit, a lens through which we view the world. It's an ironic twist that, for many, the magnitude of real negativity in their lives doesn't justify the level of fear they live with. Yet, the obsession with these fear-laden thoughts breeds a perception of a world filled with despair, significantly distorting reality. Despite this bleak panorama, there is a beacon of hope. The acknowledgement that fear is the culprit behind our unhappiness is the first step toward liberation. This realization opens up the possibility to challenge and ultimately dismantle the stronghold of fear, paving the way for a life where love, not fear, dictates our choices and experiences. The journey ahead promises strategies and insights on how to renounce fear and embrace a more fulfilled life, free from the shadows that currently cloud our happiness. Part 2. The Unifying Power of Love, a Journey Beyond Separation. Beneath the tumult of our modern lives, obscured by the fears and divisions that fragment our perception, lies a profound truth. We exist within an all-encompassing sea of love. This isn't a metaphorical embellishment, but a tangible reality that has eluded definitive description through the ages, yet has been intuitively recognized by countless cultures as the essence of divinity, commonly referred to as God. The essence of this reality hinges on the recognition that we are all extensions of a singular, universal mind. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, ventured deep into the realms of the human psyche and emerged with the concept of the collective unconscious. This groundbreaking idea proposed that beneath the surface of our individual conscious minds lies a deeper, interconnected level of awareness shared by all humanity. Our physical forms, with their boundaries and distinctions, foster the illusion of separation, obscuring the fundamental truth that our minds are intrinsically connected. Mystics and sages throughout history have offered myriad analogies to describe this interconnectivity, likening human existence to individual droplets within an infinite ocean or grains of sand upon an endless shore. These metaphors aim to convey the idea that we are not isolated entities, but integral components of a vast, unified whole, a collective mind that binds us in ways beyond our physical confines. Interestingly, the concept of God has often been invoked as a name for this profound unity, a symbol of the boundless love that permeates and connects all things. It's a notion that transcends dogma, suggesting that the divine, or God, is synonymous with love itself. The phrase God is love serves not as a metaphor but as a direct equivalence, positing love as the essence of the divine. Conversely, to affirm that love is God is to recognize love as the foundational unifying force of the universe. While the term God might stir unease or resistance due to its associations with organized religion and its attendant controversies, embracing this concept does not necessitate religious adherence. Instead, it invites us to acknowledge and embrace the power of love as a universal principle. This recognition liberates us from the need to cling to specific labels, inviting us into a deeper awareness of our interconnectedness. The invitation, then, is not to get caught up in semantics, but to open our hearts to the transformative potential of this universal love. In doing so, we discover the profound benefits of surrendering ourselves to a force that transcends our individual selves, guiding us toward a realization of our collective unity and potential for boundless compassion and connection. Part 3: Embracing Vulnerability, the Strength in Surrendering to a Higher Power. It's a narrative that's become almost archetypal. Individuals battling addiction, finding themselves at their lowest point, and in that place of utter desperation, encountering a profound spiritual awakening or connection to a higher power. This scenario often evokes a misconception that religion or spirituality is a refuge exclusively for the vulnerable or those who have nowhere else to turn. However, this viewpoint overlooks a crucial aspect of such experiences: the transformative power of surrendering to something greater than oneself. Reaching a breaking point, often described as hitting rock bottom, does far more than drive individuals to seek solace in faith out of desperation. It strips away the layers of expectation, ego, and most significantly, fear that cloud one's judgment and connection to their inner self. It is in this cleared space, free from the noise and chaos of one's worries, that the presence of a higher power, which many choose to call God, can be felt most profoundly. Understanding miracles through this lens shifts our perspective dramatically. To acknowledge that there are forces beyond our human limits capable of effecting change is to recognize the presence and power of the divine in the universe. If we accept that the collective consciousness, a boundless, omnipotent force, surrounds and permeates us, then surrendering to its will is not a sign of defeat, but a rational choice, acknowledging that some things are beyond our personal control and understanding. For someone struggling with addiction, turning their life over to a higher power isn't an admission of defeat. Instead, it's a powerful gesture of hope and trust. It symbolizes the belief in a force grand enough to evoke real change, to perform miracles where human efforts alone have fallen short. The act of surrender, then, is not about giving up, but about embracing the possibility of a new way of living, guided by wisdom and strength far exceeding our own. This surrender involves a two-step process that can profoundly alter our approach to life's challenges. Initially, it requires us to empty our minds, akin to the Zen Buddhist concept of the beginner's mind, a state of openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions. Such a mind, unburdened by constant thought and analysis, becomes receptive to the insights and guidance the universe has to offer. Following this emptying of the mind is the act of active surrender, praying for guidance, willingly handing over the reins of our thoughts and decisions to this higher power. It's a practice that not only offers clarity during times of turmoil, but also brings a deep sense of peace, knowing that our path is being illuminated by a force of love and wisdom infinitely greater than our own. Surrendering to a higher power, especially in our darkest hours, hence becomes a journey of finding strength in vulnerability. It teaches us that letting go and placing our trust in a force greater than ourselves is not a weakness, but a profound source of comfort, guidance, and ultimately, transformation. Part 4: Finding Your Divine Purpose, How Spirituality Can Elevate Your Career. In the labyrinth of modern life, many find themselves at a crossroads, entangled in confusion about their life's purpose, and trapped in careers that leave them feeling empty and unfulfilled. The root of this widespread discontent can often be traced back to the impulses of the ego, a facet of our consciousness that thrives on separation, competitiveness, and an insatiable hunger for status and power. While the ego might deceive us into believing that the next promotion or accolade is the key to our happiness, it's a path that invariably leads us further away from genuine fulfillment. The antidote to this pervasive disillusionment lies not in the pursuit of ego-driven achievements, but in attuning ourselves to a more profound spiritual calling. According to Marianne Williamson, true contentment and purpose are found by listening to God, or whatever higher power you believe in, and embracing our divine mission, a collective purpose centered around contributing to the betterment of the world. Embracing this divine mission doesn't necessarily equate to a linear career trajectory. It may involve dabbling in various jobs, each imparting its unique lessons and preparing us for a larger role in the grand scheme of things. The beauty of this journey lies in the reassurance that success and happiness are not just possibilities but certainties, provided we relinquish the ego's grip and the societal templates of success, allowing divine guidance to illuminate our path. Williamson emphasizes that any career can be imbued with holiness and divine purpose. It's a matter of perspective. The author herself recounts a period when she worked as a cocktail waitress, a job that, whilst seemingly mundane, offered numerous opportunities to touch lives and spread joy. Thus, no matter the nature of our work, every job presents an opportunity to live out our divine mission by making a positive impact on those around us. Furthermore, embracing a spiritual approach to career advancement can redefine the metrics by which we gauge the ideal candidate for a job. More often than not, the individuals who stand out are not necessarily those with the most extensive resumes, but those who exude a genuine, loving disposition. Such individuals radiate a quality that transcends conventional qualifications, making them highly desirable collaborators and team members. In essence, the journey toward aligning our careers with our divine mission is not about discarding our worldly ambitions, but about transcending them. It's about broadening our definition of success to include not just professional achievements, but also our ability to contribute to the collective good, guided by the compassionate, unifying force of love. By doing so, we not only find personal fulfillment, but also contribute to a more harmonious, spiritually enriched world. Part 5. Navigating Relationships with Divine Guidance for Emotional Healing. The quality of our relationships with friends, family, and partners is a significant determinant of our overall happiness and well-being. However, maintaining harmony in these relationships can often be a source of great distress. Imagine, then, the profound sense of relief and freedom that could come from entrusting these relationships to a higher power, allowing divine guidance to steer our interactions and emotional responses. When faced with conflicts or disappointments in relationships, adopting a perspective of "what would God do?" can be transformative. Marianne Williamson shares a personal anecdote to illustrate this point. A strained relationship with her mother, particularly highlighted during a tense trip together through Europe. It was in the midst of their disagreements, while crossing St. Mark's Square in Venice, that Williamson poised the question of how God might view her mother. The shift in perspective was immediate and profound, enabling her to view her mother through a lens of love and compassion rather than judgment and frustration. This approach underscores a fundamental truth, that at their core, everyone is inherently good and deserving of love. By striving to see others as God sees them, we're able to rise above our grievances and hurts, fostering a sense of peace and understanding. Consider the agony of a romantic breakup, where feelings of betrayal and loss can be overwhelming. In such moments, the inclination might be to cling to anger and resentment. However, embracing a divine perspective invites us to let go of these negative emotions, maintaining our capacity to love and wish happiness for the other person despite the pain they've caused. This radical shift towards love and forgiveness might seem daunting, if not impossible, through the lens of human frailty. Nonetheless, it becomes attainable when we seek strength and guidance from a higher power. Asking God to help us see others through divine eyes not only facilitates emotional healing, but also elevates our spiritual growth. It allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace, transforming potentially soul-crushing experiences into opportunities for deep, profound healing. By inviting God into our relationships, we open ourselves to a more compassionate, understanding way of interacting with those around us. This divine guidance doesn't negate the complexity of human emotions, but it offers a path through which we can heal, grow, and maintain a loving heart even in the face of adversity. In adopting this celestial perspective, we discover that love, guided by the divine, possesses the power to heal not just our wounds, but to mend the fabric of our interconnected lives. Part 6. Unlocking the door to healing through forgiveness. Carrying the weight of past grievances, be they born from deceit, harsh judgments, or betrayal, can be a heavy burden, one that stifles the flow of positivity and light into our lives. Yet, the journey towards forgiveness, while challenging, is laden with the promise of liberation and rejuvenation. It begins with simple, actionable steps that pave the way for healing and the release from past chains. Consider the act of extending kindness to those who have wronged us. This approach was vividly illustrated by Marianne Williamson when she encountered a man embittered by the void of paternal affection and the sting of childhood neglect. The absence of gifts from his father had left a deep scar, fueling years of resentment. Williamson's counsel to him was both profound and practical. To break the cycle of bitterness, he should take the initiative to give what he had never received, by presenting his father with gifts. This gesture isn't just about the physical act of giving, but about reclaiming power over one's emotional state. It's a transformative act that shifts one from the stance of a victim to that of a benefactor, actively sowing seeds of healing where there was hurt. Moreover, embracing forgiveness necessitates an anchoring in the present moment, recognizing that the only true reality is now. The past and future are but figments of our imagination, narratives that we construct which can either imprison or liberate us. The present, however, offers a perpetual chance to wipe the slate clean, to step into every new moment unburdened by the chains of yesteryears. One path to cultivating this presence is through meditation, a practice that invites tranquility and clarity, clearing the space for God's guidance towards living with a heightened sense of nowness. Inviting divine direction to inhabit our present moment helps us to see life through a lens of awe and wonder, similar to that of a child. Children, unencumbered by the shadows of the past, live in a state of constant discovery and joy. They remind us that happiness and a sense of adventure in the journey of life are accessible when we let go of past grievances and open ourselves to the possibilities that each new moment holds. Hence, fostering a spirit of curiosity and openness not only channels our energies into constructive and fulfilling pursuits, but also dissolves the remnants of past wounds. By embracing the present and extending gestures of forgiveness, we not only free ourselves from the shackles of resentment, but step into a realm of peace, growth, and boundless potential. The pursuit of forgiveness, therefore, is not just an act of grace towards others, but a profound gift to oneself, a key that unlocks the door to emotional healing and a life lived in the vibrant hue of the present. Part 7. The Healing Power of Empathy, a Pathway to Breaking Cycles of Suffering. Finding happiness and contentment in life is a complex journey, made all the more challenging for those who carry the burdens of a difficult childhood. These early experiences can cast long shadows, affecting behavior and relationships in adulthood. It is all too easy, in moments of hurt or misunderstanding, to react defensively, failing to recognize the deeper causes of someone's actions. Yet it's precisely in these moments that empathy and understanding can light the way out of cycles of pain. Consider the state of the U.S. prison system, a stark illustration of how punitive measures, absent of empathy, fail to address the root causes of criminal behavior. Statistics reveal a disheartening trend of recidivism, suggesting that punishment alone, without rehabilitation and understanding, only perpetuates the cycle of crime. This pattern underscores a fundamental truth: suffering begets more suffering. It's a wake-up call to approach offenders not with further hostility, but with a genuine attempt to understand and address the underlying issues that led to their actions. Such an approach promises not just reform, but a significant step towards reducing crime rates by breaking the vicious cycle of suffering. This principle of empathy extends beyond the confines of the criminal justice system and applies to daily interactions, as Marianne Williamson illustrates through a personal encounter. While at a salon, Williamson found herself dreading the prospect of spending time near a customer who exuded hostility. However, upon seeking divine guidance for patience and understanding, the situation unfolded in a revealing manner. The woman shared her struggles with an abusive father, casting her behavior in a new light. What initially appeared as unfriendliness was, in fact, a defensive armor against a world that had been unjustly cruel. Recognizing this, Williamson saw the woman not as a source of discomfort, but as a fellow soul navigating her own path of pain and resilience. This episode serves as a potent reminder that behind every harsh exterior lies a complex story that deserves empathy. Approaching others with an open heart and a desire to understand their experiences can transform perceptions and interactions. By cultivating empathy, we not only offer a beacon of hope to those trapped in cycles of suffering, but also enrich our own lives with deeper connections and a greater sense of well-being. Embracing empathy is a call to view each person we encounter with kindness and curiosity, recognizing the shared humanity that binds us. It's an invitation to become agents of healing, contributing to a culture of empathy that uplifts everyone involved. When we choose to look beyond the surface with loving eyes, we open the door to a world of mutual understanding and compassion, proving that love indeed has the power to heal and transform. Final summary. In a world often shadowed by fear, division, and isolation, the transformative message of Marianne Williamson shines as a beacon of hope, guiding us towards a realization that at the heart of our existence lies an omnipotent force of love. This revelation invites us to transcend the confines of fear, to recognize our interconnectedness, and to understand ourselves as integral parts of a collective, divine whole. The journey Williamson proposes does not require alignment with any particular religious doctrine, but an open heart to acknowledge the presence of a higher power, a universal energy that binds every aspect of the universe in harmony. Our willingness to surrender to this force, to let it guide our thoughts, actions, and relationships, becomes the key to unlocking a life of profound joy, purpose, and fulfillment. By adopting a mindset anchored in love rather than fear, we dismantle the barriers that separate us from others and from our truest selves. This awakening enables us to see beyond our individual struggles and to embrace our role in contributing to the greater good. Whether guiding our careers, nurturing our relationships, or fostering forgiveness, the principle of divine love offers clarity, healing, and direction. Ultimately, Williamson's vision heralds a world transformed, where love reigns supreme, guiding humanity towards unity, compassion, and a deeper appreciation of our shared existence. In surrendering to this love, or God, we find not only the essence of true happiness, but also the promise of a world rejuvenated by the most powerful force known to humankind, love itself. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.